Hi, my name is Brian Manangya from the village Muntapi and Happy Reservation. I'm here in New York City at the United Nations building representing the Native Youth Coalition.
I'm Shisa Oros Peters. I'm from Arcata, California. I'm Zuni, Yurok, and Yaqui, and I'm here at the United Nations representing Native Youth Coalition.
I'm Sky Schofield. I'm Wintu River Wailaki. I'm from Redding, California, and I'm here representing the Native Youth Coalition at the UN building.
We came to the United Nations to hear the voices of Indigenous peoples around the world and contribute our own in order to bring about the change that needs to take place in order for us to preserve all that we hold sacred. This year's special theme of the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues is climate change, biocultural diversity and livelihoods, the stewardship role of Indigenous peoples and new challenges.
From my homelands in Alaska, that there is not a person in my family, there's not a person in my community who doesn't know someone who has died because of climate change.
Coastal and riverbank erosion and rising of rivers caused by higher temperatures, the thawing of permafrost, and the melting mountain snow, glaciers, and sea ice.
Global warming influences us, especially in the reindeer herding. During the last years, the winters have been unstable. The consequences are bad pastures and unsafe ice on the lakes.
Africa is likely to be impacted more negatively by the climate change. And therefore we are going to see a lot of prolonged drought. We are going to see scarcity of water. And this no doubt will affect the environment and will affect the livelihood of the people.
We have grave concerns. We know there's climate change and we can't practice our ceremonies anymore because we're recognizing that water is being lost.
At this time, there are 3 communities on Alaska's coast, Newtok, Shishmaref, and Kivalina, that are in critical need of being relocated because their community is literally caving off into the ocean.
Indigenous peoples for years have struggled to have our voices heard at the international level. Here at the Permanent Forum, we have the opportunity to raise awareness of the issues that directly impact our communities, and most importantly now, the issue of climate change that threatens our lands, waters, and cultural resources.
When it comes to coping and adapting to climate change, we have much to offer the United Nations. We have concrete proposals. Both our traditional knowledge and our other knowledge systems are invaluable tools that we offer the members of the United Nations. We hope that they will agree to use them.
Communities in Africa are facing problems and will have to pay a price for problems that they had no role in creating. But when we acknowledge the focus climate change is attracting in the international community, we are further concerned that the prescriptions for its solutions will not work and will be reasons to further deny us our rights.
The United Nations and its membership will pay heed to our report, and rather than finding ways to avoiding Indigenous peoples, it will rely upon their advice and guidance.
People would never ever use those terms like 500 years ago. Climate change, global warming, that would have been nonsense, you know? But here we are in 2008, and the Indigenous people are sitting around now having to talk about climate change and what does it really mean.
This is the first year the Native Youth Coalition participated in the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. We worked with the youth from around the globe to recommend to the UN ways to counteract the effects of global climate change on indigenous peoples. Together, we created a document stressing issues we felt the UN needed to address.
As the next generation to take responsibility and care for Mother Earth, we bring you this statement and the following recommendations out of respect, honor, and dignity. With our ancestors' footprints and prayers as our guiding path, our environment is out of balance, and it's due to things that we have done together as the human race, and it is a problem that we must solve together.
We need to put our heads together. Science, technology, and all of those things. Maybe we can say, Art, you put that there. Let the indigenous peoples put their heads together, put their knowledge together, and see what we can come up with. And let's see what you can come up with. Because if we don't do anything soon, we might as well forget it. Might as well forget it.
Be your own leader. Be your own leader. That's good advice. And that's what we have to do. You wait around for leaders to fix something, you're going to wait for a long time. No. It's the people's work, the people's job. They have to do that themselves. Always did have to. People always did have to do the work for the nation. They were the nation. Now leaders aren't the nation, people are.
Под Москвой.